Right, I'm trying to warm up. I've never known this workshop to be cold. But it's really cold outside, really cold. And I've only just switched the heating on, so it's probably going to take half an hour or so to kick in. This is the Hitachi I was talking about on a previous video. If you haven't seen the previous video, it doesn't mean anything to you whatsoever. I want to see if I can find some specs on it. This is a Hitachi 42 Smart, but it's not Wi-Fi, and some of the smart stuff is not so smart anymore, as I think it's lost the YouTube app has gone on it. Hitachi 42 HXT. 12U. There's a 12U and a 22U, and I haven't really noticed any difference, unless the 22U is Wi-Fi, but I don't think it is. There it is. So that's the TV, it's full HD. Built-in Freeview HD. With optional Wi-Fi dongle. So that's the TV. It's backlights, I do believe, on this one. I always say I do believe, because I haven't tested them. But it's... seems a very clean set. Now there is a chance that it may come on, because sometimes they do. Let's just have a look at where is... oh, there it is. Oh, well, it's not going to come on because I saw a flash then. We'll wait for it to settle. There. Not interested in coming on at all. But I think what I'll do is I'll just show you that, because I don't know if you caught that. Oh, you can see the writing. I mean, I can put my light on it, but I don't think that's going to make it any better. Oh, it is. Yeah, it lights it up a bit more. It is the backlights. And you may see, if I switch off all the lights, or as many as I can, you may see it just flicker around with a Hitachi logo. Let's see if it does that. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And it does. So that's the backlights trying to come on. I'm hoping the set I've got with me here, the set of backlights I've got with me here, he says, looking for a set of backlights. Hello. They've mysteriously disappeared. I may have put them in the cupboard. But anyway, I'm hoping that the set of backlights that I've got to put in here are the correct ones, because I'm doing it all from memory. I do believe that this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strips of 9. I hope so, because that's what I bought with me. So If you give me a few minutes, we'll strip it down and then we'll have a look further at what exactly it does have. Just to double check the model number with you, we'll have a look at the year it was manufactured. January 2014. You can see in the square box there that it says 1401. That's what that means. January 2014 is when this TV was put together. And here we are, January 2014. And here we are 7 years later, taking it to bits, which is quite good. 7 years. If the backlights have lasted 7 years on this, I would say that's a result for the customer. The customer probably won't be thinking that, well, this is mine now, I think. Is this a customer's or is this mine? This is mine. Yeah, this is one that I picked up to do for ourselves. So it's going to have a new set of backlights going in, so let's get there. Just had to turn down my music in the background because when I'm not filming I'm blasting out a bit of Bruce Springsteen, as we should do. Just having a look at the power board on these. The 17 IPS20, quite a rigid power board. Not many issues with it. Sometimes the diodes can go and sometimes transistors on the back can play up a little bit. Still quite an expensive power board on eBay, I noticed. I think I needed to buy a second-hand one last year and they still wanted 60 or 70 quid. Which I thought's a lot of money for this. But once again, it's the non-Wi-Fi model. The Wi-Fi models have a little Wi-Fi module just there. That's where the Wi-Fi module is. This is a 17 MB95, which it says there. Screen is the VES 420. UNDL number 1. And I'm just about to find out if I've got the right set of backlights here with me, or as if I have to save this job for another day, because it's too cold to go travelling. It's quite, well, it's not late at night. I think it's about 8 o'clock. Something like that. Right, let's get to the backlights, Batman. I'm sure I've mentioned on a previous video that you do have to be careful when doing this set, because the screen is really wedged in. And when putting it back, if you don't get it inside the grips and you have it overlapping, as soon as you put the bezel back on, it's goodbye screen. You end up cracking it. So just a reminder of that. It means it will need prizing out with extra care. Oh, I better turn the music off in the background, sorry. YouTube will give me a strike for playing some Bruce Springsteen. I'm just lifting off the tabs. I've done a couple of videos over Christmas and New Year where I haven't replaced a full set of backlights. You know, don't brush your tail up against those diodes, otherwise you'll be dead. And I was trying to think of the reason today why I didn't, because my number one rule is at all times replace all backlights, but I just suddenly realised that with Christmas time and people were without a TV, so it's why we did what I wouldn't call it a botch. I got it working. Got somebody a TV for Christmas anyway. Okay, let's get a screwdriver and get the bezel off. Judging by what I've seen so far, I don't think this TV has been looked into before. I don't think. Or if it has, it's been done by a professional who's put it back together with all the screws. But I haven't noticed anything missing yet. I love saying things like that and then opening up the TV and realising that it's something that I've repaired before. But I'm getting the distinct impression that I haven't. I've got no idea where this TV has come from. I bought it from somebody, or somebody has brought it to me. The thing is, any TVs I collect to repair for myself, I usually don't get a chance to repair them until months later. We're in the middle of a lockdown at the moment, so... Oh, excuse me, cat. Good girl. Right, I'll just get my LED tester warmed up. He says warmed up by pressing one button. And, oh, I needed to count. Oh, it doesn't look like there's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Really? Really? Ah. Okay, that kind of changes things a little bit. I'll have a look in my LED cupboard in a second and see what I've got. But I know the brand new set I've bought has only got 9s in. Have I disconnected the thing? Have I? Did I? Oh. Right. Hopefully you've got a good enough view. I'll just move the camera down here. Let's do set number 5. Let's switch them on first. All working. Strip number 4. 1 gone at the bottom. Strip number 3. All working. Strip number 2, all working. Sorry, strip number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strips. Okay. Well, my diagnosis earlier was completely out, isn't it? 2 all working. And 1 all working. And I've forgotten now. I think it's just the end strip here, isn't it? No, it's not that one. It's this one. It's the bottom one there. All the others are fine. It is a strip A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll see if I've got a strip A lying around. I definitely haven't got the full 6 strips, so I can't do the repair I was rather hoping I was going to do on this. Well, sometimes lady luck can be on your side. As I say, I don't normally work in the, I don't do many repairs in this little workshop anymore. But I've just opened up a cupboard and found a set. I think it's a set anyway. C could be that one. And it is. A, that's the faulty one. Is that a match? It's a perfect match. So that'll be an A as well. Perfect match. That'll be an A for this side. Perfect match. These are brand new, by the way. They're not old stock. Another C, which will be in the middle. And that should be... Oh, 3 C's. No. We may not have a perfect match then. A, C, C, C. I want another A. There is another A. Okay. So let's get these in, see what happens. If I remember correctly, and I don't always, these are not glued in. We can just twist these around. Nope, they're not glued in. That one's got a bit of tape on the bottom protecting it. Right, I'll just rip these out and put the new ones in. final strip going in. Does seem a shame taking out 5 strips that are completely working, but if I'm going to sell on this television with a good warranty, a year's warranty at least, then I don't want it coming back to bite me, really. And if I have any such thing as a New Year's resolution, because it is January, it's not to hold on to LED strips, even if they work, because I'm overwhelmed with them. So many LED strips that I've taken out of TVs over the last year or so that are just cluttering up. Not so much here. It's not cluttering up here, but it is cluttering up other places. Let's just have a test with the LED tester and see if it's coming through. And there you can see LED tester. It doesn't put the full DC voltage into them, but it puts enough to convince me that they're going to be okay. And I can begin rebuilding. How long does a job like this take? It's always difficult to say, as long as you don't come across any obstacles that are going to cause you any issues. I would say 45 minutes to an hour. If you do get a few obstacles that cause you a few issues, then it can take, 2 to 3 hours. And it depends if you're in a rush. I'm trying to do this at a leisurely pace, very slow. But I'm going to start putting it back together, and then we'll plug it in and see how it operates, and we'll see if the YouTube app is still working. If you've got a smart TV where you press the YouTube button, but it hangs on YouTube, hangs on the YouTube logo. I've had that on a Samsung, and I just reset the Samsung, and then YouTube started working again. But on these older Vestel ones, the YouTube app has been discontinued, as they say. It doesn't come up with a message on screen saying that, it just keeps hanging with the YouTube logo. But we'll give that a test in a second. Just getting ready to put the screen back in, and I'm double checking that I've got this bezel on. You see, I didn't have it on. There was a little bit protruding there. You really have to make sure, especially on this model, more than any other Vestel that I've known. Right. Need to make sure that I'm in, and I'm not. I'm way out. Here we go. You just have to bend, don't bend the screen, but the bezel, you just have to pull it back a little bit and then it grips the screen. And then that's in and that's fine. Lift it up a bit, put this one back in. That's all gone in nice. I'm just going to take my gloves off. A couple of things I forgot to mention when I was dismantling the set. This is the IR sensor, which obviously connects to the main board, pretty straightforward, but the IR sensor has got some plastic covers which you probably think, well, if they go missing it doesn't matter. Well, it does, because they're made of a plastic glass material, and I'll just see if I can light it up a bit, which diffuses the infrared. And if you don't have these plastic ones back in, both of them, the remote control on the TV will only work if you're within 1 or 2 feet away, whereas once you've got the diffusers in, the TV works fine, as it should, you know, a few meters away. So it does make a difference. I just thought I'd mention that because I completely forgot. I found one just lying around, and the other one I dropped on the floor without noticing, because they stay in the main screen bezel, and when you remove the screen bezel they pop out. Luckily, I mean, it's happened before, and on all occasions I have managed to find them. But I've realised what it's like when you don't find them. It's a pain. Really is a pain. Just making sure that all the screws are going back in. And they are jolly good. Now, I've taken the ultimate risk here of putting everything back together and all the screws back in without testing it. I know. Because there's normally something that maybe you haven't attached, like the speakers or the LVDS cable, but I'm taking that risk on. And in the next 2 minutes, we'll find out what an idiot I am. Just push that up there. Never got enough space. Let's just plug in first and see what's going to happen. We need the Hitachi logo to come on, and I've got that, which is fine. I also need a remote control. I'm using one that says Bush, but it's a Vestel one, and it still should do the volume and everything I need, and it does. So I think I'm on HDMI too. I am. Let's just have a look at what the backlight settings were on before the backlights failed. Very good, on Eco and Natural, which is possibly why these backlights lasted 7 years before they failed. Right, I'll just change the picture, otherwise I may get told off by eBay? Why would eBay tell me off? And I'm going to attempt to plug in right. Cable is in. Smart TV portal provided by third-party providers and may be altered. Oh, we haven't got Netflix on this one. It's an older version, this. I'm surprised. It says YouTube there. Let's just see if we do get YouTube. Nope. Wow. Wow. A smart TV that's not terribly smart these days. It's got the iPlayer. Well, it's not got much on there, has it? But I suppose the TV is a few years old. I'm just going to try YouTube again, and no. But still, it's still a nice working TV for somebody. Again, I recommend people, if your TV's getting old and you're losing apps, the Fire Sticks, etc., do a marvellous job and seem to keep their apps. But it's all looking good, and it's up and running, and I can have a cup of coffee. Thanks for watching.